What are some things that we could cut from military spending right now?
Yeah, so the first thing right now is we should still be talking about cutting back on contracts. We should be talking about cutting back on the weapons contractors. They are seeing this as an absolute payday. Their stock prices are going through the roof. They're making all kinds of arguments. They're on the Hill lobbying about why we need to, send all of the weapons to Ukraine and then buy all of the weapons more to backfill that hole. So they just see this as a huge windfall. And we have to stop that. That's the first place to cut, is to say, no, we're not just a bottomless pit of money for more weapons. This has to stop. And part of it also is that, the Pentagon is going forward now with an $800 billion budget. There is no reason why they can't find the money. The current proposal for aid to Ukraine for Pentagon, for military aid is like in the $5 billion range. It keeps changing, so I'm hedging a little bit, but there's no reason they can't find that money in an $800 billion budget. This just doesn't make sense. So there's that. There's stop giving the contractors everything they want. There's stopping nuclear modernization. This is something that's been planned for years. And it's a really relevant issue right now. It'll cost something like $2 trillion over the next decades. And part of the package is making more of these tactical nuclear weapons. These are low yield and considered to be more usable nuclear weapons, but they are nuclear weapons. There's nothing usable about them. This is entirely the wrong signal for us to be sending right now to the world. We should be working towards denuclearization. This situation with Russia would be a lot less scary if we had less nuclear proliferation. And we need to work toward that going forward. So that's another place to cut. And the other thing is to close and downsize bases where we can. That's a tough call right now. It's especially tough right now to argue for downsizing in Europe. But we have bases everywhere. We have bases, we have bases in Africa. We have bases still all around the Middle East. We have bases in all over Asia. A lot of these are things that we don't need and or are actively making us less safe. So we need to talk about pulling back on a lot of those, because it does just feed conflict.